adjust the crowd because I'm assuming that we are live. Oh, you are not making any noises. I have turned off everybody else's. Would you like me to turn on your audio? Audio daddy-o? Okay. All right. I'm turning on.
Make us make noise.
I've turned on the audio now, so everybody's making noise. It still says stream starting though, so we're good on that front. Let me just real quick address the crowd that is, of course, eagerly waiting this massive undertaking. Hi, everybody. This is my first time in like forever doing a live stream where I control the OBS. So please bear with me tonight. This is an experiment of all sorts of varieties. This is also part of Lee taking a break after the Kickstarter. So Lee will not be joining us tonight, but Lee is here in spirit and also technically in the chat in case I need a freak out button. So yeah, it should be fun. This is going to be kind of an adult-themed stream tonight. So if that's not in your tastes, then first off, I'm surprised you watch us. But thank you for watching us and bearing with our weird lewdness. But if that is your taste, then sit back and enjoy. It should be fun, hopefully. But it's going to be chill. It's going to be theater of the mind. There are no fancy maps. I've done exactly one map, and you'll see it. It's hilarious. So it's just going to be good old-fashioned fun Mothership style. So yeah, I hope you like a little bit of freaky sci-fi. And joining me tonight, I'm going to take away the stream starting frame and drop that down below. Oh God, I put it down. Where did I put it? Oh no, I think it's gone. Oh, it's at the bottom where it belongs. Okay, cool. Joining me tonight, camless, which is stylish these days, is... Actually, wait, if you guys... are either of you planning on using cams at all? Because I could just, like, not have that section on the... Oh, there we have. It's okay. It's okay. All right, cool. So joining me tonight is the absolutely lovely cast of Party Wipe Games. We've got Rindis, we've got Shay, we've got a whole bunch of fun in store. And Lee, I don't know if you're listening in. I don't have the Roll20 up. I realize now that I probably should, so as to do all the shenanigans that one does during streams. Let me see if I can turn my volume way down on my phone and get it up here. Oh, music's just starting. If you could shill Party Wipe Games, or honestly Party Wipe, if y'all want to shill for yourselves, feel free, go right ahead.
Well, hi, we're Party Wipe Games. We are shilling for ourselves. You can catch us most days of the week on our own channel, Party Wipe Games. That's really all I got going for us. Coming up soon, you can also see me on Weave the Tale. I'll be running a Cult Divinity Lost game Friday nights. And coming up soon as well, Friday afternoons, because I'm a glutton for punishment and don't need sleep, I will also be running Kids on Brooms over on Nomedic's channel. So, you know, right on the tail end of Pride Month, another fun trans streamer. They will be having me do that. Both of those are sponsored, so I'm super excited about that. I'm getting a hard copy of Cult Divinity Lost to add to my bookshelf as part of my payment, which I will gladly accept. That game's fun, and I look forward to torturing people. That's it.
All right. I'm starting music, by the way. We're going to listen to some of Cole's amazing synth beats tonight. This is Unchanged Colossus, one of my favorites. Thank you very much. You're welcome to also leave your link below if you haven't already. Let me see. I should probably get us up so that I'm not completely insane the entire session. Okay. Who's live that I'm following? Oh, it's me. And one viewer.
Do you want, may I show my channel as well?
Absolutely. Goodness knows, I've invited you both.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Shay, or Shay Gem on Twitch. I also have my channel. While I'm a member of Party Wave Gaming's, I also do art, and I stream my art. And I'm surrounded by like great artists that keep pushing me to want to do better art or more art, like Pat. And so you can catch me streaming. I usually stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I didn't today because great family day today. But I'm also going to be looking into, actually, I know now I'm going to be setting up an ongoing game on my channel of things from the Flood for some people. So we have that to look forward to as well. That's me. I'll drop my links as well.
All right, magical. All right, I'm making a Twitter post.
Oh, Pat, all the video links are dark. You need to have them something on the meets.
Sorry, all the video. Oh, ha 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 ha. That's. Is it better now?
Fixed.
Yeah, I just had. Oop, it's probably gonna go away for a second again. Sorry in advance. Let's see. And okay. Let me do one. Okay. Sorry, I'm just making my Twitter post now. Okay, and Control V. And boop. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and close the Roll20 on my. All right, sorry. Thank you all for bearing with me. This is, you know, I don't usually run the OBS side of things, so it's maybe a little bit less steamless than usual. I just want to make sure that I've covered my bases. And this will be a fun, kind of quickish, I'm expecting, considering I've wasted about an hour of the time that I was expecting by now. So, sorry about that too. Okay. So, you had a question about characters. So, the gist of the game tonight is that you are you're members of a research team orbiting Arcturus 7, which is a planet that humanity has recently extended to. You're working for the Core Worlds Consortium, which is, you know, a whole bunch of planets that are interested in settling the stars. Earth is not actually included in the Core Worlds Consortium. They were consensus objectors, but you know, it's Titan and Alpha Centauri's colonies and a couple other places that are big names. Who cares? Anyway, you're in orbit of Arcturus 7, the seventh rock from Arcturus, a massive red dwarf, or sorry, not red dwarf, massive red sun. And it is a planet that has life on it, actually. So it's very, very interesting to study. It's mostly small things right now. A lot of single-celled organisms, some large single-celled organisms, larger than you see on Earth typically, and a whole bunch of multicellular life forms are kind of just starting to blossom. And there's not much on the land at the moment. It's mostly happening in the sea. But you've seen some pretty interesting things when you went to research it. It's, you know, kind of primordial is the gist of the matter. You know, the largest thing there is kind of a large lobstery looking thing that is, in fairness, twice the size of a human lying down. So, kind of large, but there are no elephants. And there are no dinosaurs. And, your team has been conducting research here, occasionally sending probes down. There was a manned mission a couple weeks back, and nothing too extreme. Trying to follow protocol, and you have a cast of teammates alongside of you that I will generate rapidly while we fill in the details of who you are. So, you can be anyone on this team. This is a team of scientists, engineers, what have you. There's probably an armed guard too if you want to be a Marine. So, under those constraints, feel free to press refresh on your warden.os character generator as much as you'd like before you get a character that you're comfortable with. Basically, just fly through them. If
what are the two hail buttons for?
I would recommend doing a biased character. Just click that and it'll just generate a character for you. You don't have to choose the first one you get, though. This is a small ship, by the way, I should mention. There's kind of a tight crew. There's, I think, 7 people in total.
Well, I got 3 Marines in a row, so I think it's trying to tell me something.
You don't have to be a Marine if you don't want to. I know you like playing
science. But I think it's trying to tell me I want to.
Ooh, well then hell. I guess we got a Marine on board.
Oh boy. Like I just saw that the stats were really bad for the last one, so I'm gonna just settle on a not so bad.
I mean, you're welcome to keep refreshing that as long as you'd like. I know I can only hold you for like 2 hours, but
okay. That's a little more passable.
Do the stats only go up? Sorry. Do the stats only go up to like 39? Because that's the highest I've seen.
I've got a 54 in combat.
Yeah, you can actually get higher.
They can get a little higher, but not too high.
Yeah, they don't tend to go super extravagant. I'm trying to remember. I've got actually. Ooh, I should not. Sorry, full screen anything. I'm remembering that's how that works. So in terms
I like
of
my patch.
Oh yeah, patches are great. We will definitely make sure that you tell us what your patch is. I think character generation is you roll a certain number of dice, but I actually haven't used the proper character generation for Mothership since I found that website months ago. So I have forgotten how to make a character.
Yeah, it's not hard, but you definitely won't get good numbers or stuff like this. I remember when I played it one time, you can get kind of close to this, but not very good, and you start with virtually no equipment either, so it makes it even scarier.
Yes.
This I feel a little better. I have a submachine gun, apparently.
Nice. Yeah. Well, there you go. Part of your loadout.
I'm good as long as I don't run out of ammo.
I'm assuming all of you have played Mothership before, but if you have not, feel free to ask me any questions you may have.
Shay, you haven't.
I have not.
Ooh, okay. Well, it is fairly straightforward.
Once.
I've jumped into the deep end.
Oh, that's not true. I played it for 2 sessions, and then that was all I could manage.
Well, it is not hard.
Not all I could manage, but all I was allotted for it because it was a kind of sponsored game.
Oh, fun.
And it was fun.
I will also ask your character's favorite colors.
Oh, fun. Let's see. Random color generator. Oh, these aren't very fun at all. I was hoping for something unique, but they were like 3 shades of green.
Amazing.
But yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. How's Shay doing? Have you, so there are 4 classes, basically. Scientist, Teamster, and Android, and, Marine. For the purposes of this, I think it would be funner if you weren't an android, but you're welcome to if your heart's set on it.
Mm-hmm. I'll stick with scientist.
Okay. Radical. Okay.
I just don't know how I'm going to do with how low my saves are.
You're not supposed to do
it's
well
okay.
in this. You're just supposed to survive as long as possible.
Yes, this is a sci-fi horror game, and you know, knowing me, horror is also mildly other things. So just survive and enjoy yourself. So what role? So you're the hired gun, Rindis. What's your character's name?
Sarah Carver.
Ooh, I like it. Sarah Carver.
With no H.
Ah!
Sarah.
Ooh, fancy.
Uh-huh.
Hired muscle. And what's Sarah's favorite color?
Sarah's favorite color is probably a deep purple.
Okay. And what is your character's name, Shay? Your scientist.
Sorry, I just
You okay?
You right?
Yeah, I'm hearing my voice double back to me.
Oh.
It's just a little distracting.
Oh, are you?
Do you want to just unmute yourself?
I'll be sorry.
Take your time. Names are important.
Kelsey Bell.
Okay, Kelsey Bell. And what is Kelsey's favorite color?
I had picked it out beforehand, and it was ironically violet.
Okay, we've got violet and deep purple as favorite colors. And let's just go through the rest of the list. So we've got joining you on this expedition is Jan Val Cass, the pilot, whose favorite color is black because she's edgy. We've got Jones Jang, the engineer, and his favorite color is red. We've got Goldie Okizi, a fellow scientist. Her favorite color is yellow. Rodney Mortimer. He is the odd jobs specialist. Everything from cooking to cleaning to, you know, taking care of basic electrical stuff. His favorite color is blue. And Ashley Newen. Is there a role on a spaceship that I'm forgetting? I've got an engineer, got an oddball person, I've got hired muscle, 2 scientists, pilot. Captain. Ashley Newen, the captain. And her favorite color is green. And those are your fellow crewmates. And if you would like, I'd let you name the ship. If you have one in mind. Otherwise, I'm gonna... Nothing?
The first thing that popped into my mind was the Velvet Getaway, but that's from another game.
Alright, alright.
I like it. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. The Velvet Getaway. Named after another ancient spaceship that... What happened to the Getaway? Did good things or bad things happen?
It's rumored that it was invaded by vampires.
Ah, ooh, okay, yeah.
But vampires don't exist.
There are some rumors that it fell prey to an undiscovered species, but they're just rumors. So there's the list. You're on the Velvet Getaway. Ashley Newen's your captain, and to make things convenient, each character also has a color-coded spacesuit. So, you know, very convenient. You got the pick of the litter since it's a small crew.
That's not sus at all.
That's a little sus, I mean, but who's counting? So, let me see. I can click on things, can't I, right? Why can't I click on this? Oh, it's on the map layer. I'm an idiot. Alright, Shift-C. There you are. Your very, very conveniently colored space suits.
Not
to be worn
at all now.
Yeah. This whole game's a meme, I hope you're aware.
I am now. Let's do it. Why didn't we invite Alex to this game?
Jeez. Alright, so...
Who am I kidding? They wouldn't play.
Alright, so, I'm going to step away from the computer real quick to be right back. I will not take more than a second, then we'll get into characters, and then we'll zoom into the game. Let's boogie. So, on your last expedition to the on your last ground trip, it was rather unremarkable. Samples were gathered. They're being researched in the ship's various labs by, of course, our lovely scientist Kelsey Bell and where's the other scientist? Oh yeah, Goldie O'Keezy. But nothing all that strange went down. But now all of a sudden, your odd job specialist, Rodney Mortimer, who quite often looks into the cams over here. By the way, on the page that you're on, there is a map of your ship. It is entirely dice-based. I gave you a little key up top. Basically, the 6s are the helm. Anything that says 1 is a hallway. And then we've got 5s, which are specialized rooms. 4s are engines. Of course, this being a spaceship, you have forward and backwards thrust needed. And then we've got... oh, in the center there's cafeteria rooms, and then towards the back there's some cargo stuff. Basic layout, nothing fancy. Yeah, Mortimer's been kind of on edge lately. He's a little bit of an oddball, but he's been especially weirded out recently because he claims that he's seen duplicates of people, different parts of the ship, walking around. And he's gotten so concerned about this that he raised a concern to the captain, Ms. Nguyen, who has taken it very seriously, although she doesn't necessarily believe Mortimer. Mortimer's a little... It's okay, though. He tries. He does his best. So she's gathered the group in the cafeteria, and it's time to have a little chat. But before we get there, tell us a little about yourselves, namely your name, class. I guess we've been through that, but more important than all of that, what is your patch and your significant item, or whatever that is called?
So once again, I'm playing Sarah Carver. She is a Marine. Her spacesuit is a deep purple color. Her signature item, all the way down at the bottom there, hun, she has a titanium toothpick, and her patch, which would be on her shoulder, says "Bad Bitch."
Nice.
That was the one of all the Marines I had. That's the one that sealed it because of that patch.
Excellent.
For me, playing Kelsey Bell, the scientist, I have my trinket is a relic of flesh, whatever that is, and my patch, and my patch is in quotes, "Take me to your leader."
Oh, this is gonna be fun. What I like to do when I make a characters is play off of their items and their patches when kind of deciding character traits of theirs. How they relate to their patch can invariably assist in one finding their character. And whatever relic of the flesh means to you. I actually I played a Marine once who got relic of the flesh, and I decided that was a pornographic magazine, and she was very interested in showing it off pamphlet style to people who wanted to find out about her religion. So she was a bit of a prick, actually. I loved her. Sadly, she got absorbed into a symbiote, but that sort of thing happens in Mothership. So, all right, we have a fun cast. Let's get going. So, Nguyen, brief. What's the complaint, Mortimer? Seems like you've mentioned that there's multiple people walking around the ship that are the same person, doppelgangers, like the old German myth. Sound about right? And Mortimer says, "Look, I know how it sounds, but I'm telling you, it's the honest-to-God truth. I've seen two people walking around in different parts of the ship in green spacesuits, and then I saw two different people walking around in blue spacesuits. There's somebody or something. I know we don't have spare colored spacesuits. There's something afoot. There's some weirdness happening here. Well, we're all here. Why don't we just, I guess, take care of making sure that we're not caught again, under prepared or what have you. I don't really know how to deal with this kind of doppelganger situation you're talking about. Anybody in the audience or anybody in the cafeteria have any ideas? Because frankly, this sounds perplexing, and if it is true and not just a trick of the cams, because they are in some need of repair, then
well, should we assign someone to surveillance while we have one of us repair the cameras?
Surveillance? Yep, that sounds good. Where would you like to survey?
I mean, has anybody else seen this? Is it just him?
So it does seem like he's the only one mentioning this. Do you ask the group? Yeah. So,
Yeah, that's out to everybody. It's like, has anybody else seen these doppelgangers? It seems a little strange.
Cass said, well, Jan Valcass, usually goes by Cass, says, well, you know, I thought it was nothing at first, but, I do think I saw Carver walking in 2 different places of the ship once, like, just last week. I saw her walking into one science room, you know, and then I saw her in the hallway later, which, you know, I kind of thought I was just being silly. But now that we're talking about it, I guess maybe that is kind of concerning. You would also know that the pilot gets high very frequently.
Well, I mean, all things considered, it's a little hard to believe, but once the cameras are up and working, we'll be able to get to the bottom of this, whether it's an elaborate prank or something else.
Mortimer chimes in. I do hope it's a prank. I really hope I'm wrong here. But I'll admit, this is kind of spooking me out. If you don't mind me saying.
Not at all. Well, I usually work in hydroponics, but who should we... I guess... Let me see. Okay, so, mechanical question for you. Whatever a DM is in this game.
Warden, technically.
Warden. Question for you, Warden. How do I know if I can repair cameras?
So what are your skills? You should have a list of skills that you have.
I have hydroponics, mathematics, physics, and first aid.
Okay, so this would probably be a mechanical repair or a computer's issue. Probably not your purview. All things considered, this might actually be Mortimer's job or Jones Zhang. I'm really regretting naming this person with 2 different J-ish sounds in his name.
Well, everybody just calls him JJ.
Oh God, you're right, JJ. That's absolutely true. Yeah, so this would probably be one of their things to do. But if you wanted to give it a hack, you could try an untrained roll. It would be an intelligence. Yeah, it would be an intelligence check, which you might actually be good at.
Well, it's not my bailiwick per se, but I can give it a shot. Although, JJ, you might actually be better at it than I would.
Mm-hmm. And JJ is a kind of gruff dude. He's never been able to grow facial hair at all, but he's certainly gruff, and you know, his shoulders are broad and he's covered in grease all the time. And he kind of looks up from the table and he says, "Oh, yeah, guess that's my job. I'll get to it." And he sits down. He kind of takes his time with things.
He just sat down?
Yeah, he sat back. Well, he stood up to say, "Yep, guess that's my job," and then he sat back down.
Oh, okay.
He tends to take his time with things. He's very methodical. But, you know, you could probably usher him along.
Oh, does anything else need repair on our vessel?
Well, the ship's always falling apart, but, Yeah, I guess we could probably start with that. Is the meeting adjourned, or are we free to go now? He kind of looks up at Ashley, and Ashley just kind of looks like, this is weird. We don't use this usually.
Looking to Sarah, I glance to her and say, you're a security specialist. Do you mind managing surveillance?
I can. It's nobody else is stepping up to it or getting to their actual work. Kind of glances over to the lounger. I can go watch the cameras, sure.
Indeed. So, I'm gonna say that you and, yeah, now I'm realizing I should probably have, like, little tokens or something on the board. I feel silly not making a map for this. This is clearly a session that kind of requires, to an extent, some mapping. And let me just... Oh, this is on the wrong layer. Token layer. Alright, and now I'll be able to make this... Okay, so you are purple. And copying, and I'm gonna say that Sarah, so Sarah's purple, and I'm going to make Belle purple and pink to signify lavender. It's a bad approximation, bear with me. And everybody else is going to get their cardinal color. I think. Alright, let's see. What do we have? We have green, copy, and blue, and red. Awesome. Sorry about that. I think I'm missing someone still. Oh, black. You won't need to pay too much attention. I'm gonna give her orange for the purposes of you know, this not having a black. So, you know, everybody files off to their own particular places. The helm, of course, is manned by the pilot and the captain. You, Sarah, head off with, I'm gonna say, Jones, or JJ. And you tend to the issues in the comms, or in the internal cams. And Belle, that leaves you with Mortimer and your fellow scientist. No, wait, sorry. Ah, green is the captain. Your fellow scientist is yellow. My apologies. That leaves you with Goldie Okizi, your fellow scientist. And so you find that Zhang is quick at the job once he's there, and he gets the cams running functionally. Although sometimes you gotta knock on it to make it actually fizzle in and out from not displaying things. This is old tech, of course, while you're there, you see you don't see anything in particular out of the ordinary. Seems like those places that the cams do display, mostly hallways, don't have any doppelgangers running around in them. You see exactly what you see on your small little map. And Sarah, or sorry, Kelsey, what are you about to do with your gang of three that's somewhat formed by lack of forming?
Why don't... Well, I'm pretty good at the study of nature and the properties of matter and energy, apparently, so It
is your job.
It is my job. I am going to recommend doing like a quick, like, basically you said the vessel's relatively small, correct?
Yeah.
So I just like I look at the other two and I say, why don't we do a quick sweep of the ship and see if anything else is, or if everything else is functioning as it should be?
Ms. Okizi says, well, that sounds like a damn fine idea. Mortimer, you got any of them, what's the term? UV lights to shine and see if there's any sort of, bacterial stuff going on? We did just drop down to Earth, or drop down to the planet, might be something related to that. Maybe there's something got into the air, confused the hell out of Mortimer. No offense. Do you have any equipment out of character that might facilitate this search?
Does a trank pistol count? I do have a cybernetic diagnostic scanner.
Okay. Seems like you got an interesting loadout, or yeah.
I can use it to allows I can scan cybernetic organisms, it says specifically.
Yeah, that does come in handy when dealing with issues related to cybernetics. Unfortunately, this does not appear to be one of those issues.
I also have a med scanner, but
overtly. Med scanner might be useful. Med scanner might be very useful.
It might be really useful, but particularly for finding things.
Not necessarily. You might just want to do an overall search. So.
Yeah.
So we've got Carver on the comms and the KMs, and we've got you walking around with your so are you gonna take all three of the people with you on this expedition, or are you gonna delegate?
I don't need to take 3 to watch comms.
Okay, so you're in the comms with Zhang.
With JJ.
Yeah, actually, Zhang's probably gonna, after he helps you fix the comms, he's gonna go back into the engineering and just kind of do engineering stuff all the way back at the bottom of the ship. And yeah, he likes it. He likes it hot. With regards to the rads, that is.
Sexy.
Definitely never found out that he likes it hot.
Oh yeah, he's a strapping guy. I mean, like, you know, if you wanted him to stay a little longer in the comms, like, nobody else would be able to watch. But otherwise he pieces out to the engineering stuff, and so it is now up to Carver, or Belle, as to whether she wants to take anybody with her on her expedition throughout the ship.
Why don't... Yeah, I don't mind taking someone along. Well, it might take us a little longer, but if we go together, we might actually have a more thorough sweep. I don't have all the tools I need at my disposal, unfortunately. I can scan people.
So, Okizi says, oh, scanning people should be useful at an undisclosed point in time, if that comes to it. But, let's just walk around, look and see if anything's amiss. You know, we've just been working night and day, since we got here, so it's possible that we might have overlooked something, or it's also possible that Mortimer's not slept in a while. Mortimer says, I heard that, and you're right, I haven't slept in a while, but I'm really sure about this.
When was the last time you slept?
Mortimer says, well, every time I sleep, I see things. I hear voices, and they're telling me that there's... you know what? I shouldn't probably be saying this.
Those are called dreams, hon.
But they're bad dreams.
Those ones are called nightmares.
Yeah. I've been
Have you
dreams.
been eating before, like immediately before going to bed?
I eat at regular shifts. After I
Well,
make food
here.
for everybody else and clean it up.
Well, here, let me give you a quick once over and make sure that you're not fatigued. You're not drawing from fatigue. All right.
Okay. So
give-
use your med scanner, and what skills do you have?
I have
I
hydroponics,
asked.
mathematics, physics, and first aid.
Okay. Oh, you have first aid.
I do.
Then give me a first aids roll with a plus 10 bonus.
How do I?
You just hit the button. It's all in the warden.os.
Warden.os.
Your character sheet, where you rolled your character sheet.
Oh.
It handles all the rolls. It's really convenient.
Warden.os. Where is that at? Sorry, I'm looking for it.
Or sorry, actually it's called what is it called? It's the Mothership. The Mothership program that I sent you. I'm assuming you made your character through that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then go to that page where you have your character
Uh-huh.
and just click. Oh, sorry. Actually, it's going to be. My apologies. I misspoke. It's going to be an intellect roll, and then you add the bonus from your skill percentage. So you make an intellect roll, and it'll tell you rolled, a 60, and your intellect is. This, well, I've got a sheet right here, and this character's intellect is 17, and I rolled a 60, which is unfortunate. But you can add, by which we mean to say subtract, your character's. Well, actually, it's adding to your core.
I rolled a 20, so it says 20 pass.
Yeah, that'll be very easy, but I probably do need to explain to you how skills work. So, what is your intellect?
Intellect is 50.
Holy shit, you're smart as hell. Wow,
I'm smart as
so
hell.
smart. Oh my god, like the smartest. Holy shit. Wow.
My combat is shit, though.
Homegirl, you do not need combat when you've got an intellect like that. You just be like, okay, you go there, and you go there, and you go there. This will work out perfectly. That's all you gotta do. Okay.
Brain power.
Yeah, you got brain power for days. So with a 50 intellect, that's great. But you also gain a plus whatever percentage you have in medical aid. So what is your medical aid?
10%.
Okay, wonderful. So you are, without any modifiers, hoping to make a you're hoping to hit under 60.
Okay. So it's okay.
Does
So
that make sense?
it kind of like Call of Cthulhu. I got it.
Yeah, it's like a D100 sort of thing, and you're trying to hit under your stat.
Understood.
Sorry about how badly I explained that.
No, that's all right. I got it.
I wasn't actually expecting to explain the game to anybody, and frankly, I usually just play the game as opposed to GMing it, so I was a little bit amiss there with regards to dropping it.
Yep, I should be good. I should be good from going forward now.
Okay.
'Cause
If that makes sense to you, then
similar
that makes
games.
sense. And when I say add a plus 10, I'm talking about 10%. So you would add that to your, your ability. So if I say you get a plus 10 from your med scanner, that means you are really trying to hit a base 70, which means it's practically impossible to fail. And you got a success. Oh, another thing that I should probably mention. If you get doubles on your number, so if you get a 66 or a 22 or an 11, that is a critical. And it's a critical of whatever you got. Meaning, if it's a pass, then it's a critical pass. If it's a fail, it's a critical fail. Does that make sense?
Yep. Understood.
So you passed, and your med scanner facilitates a thorough investigation into Mortimer's well-being, and it seems like he's actually doing fine. He's healthy. His brain shows elevated levels of stress. It also shows that he's kind of, it's a med scanner. It helps you figure out things, and one of the first things you figure out using your med scanner is this guy has not slept in 3 days, at the very least. He's got a lot of elevated stress levels, a lot of elevated, et cetera, all the brain chemicals, and melatonin is nowhere to be found among them. He's definitely sleep deprived, and that's the biggest thing you would diagnose him with.
Well, Mortimer, you're definitely, you are a healthy human being. You're just really, really tired.
He would say, yeah, you're right. Really haven't slept in a while. Considering this whole thing's been going on and no one's really believing me.
Well, as your physician, I'm going to recommend that you get sleep immediately once we're done.
Well, you're the boss. Suppose I should. Am I relieved? Should I take a power nap or something?
Is there a place he can lay down?
I'm gonna say that these areas over here, which are marked as cargo, are actually bunks. So there's a little sleeping area if you'd like.
Okay. And is one of the cameras in this room?
The cameras are all in the hallways. Anything marked as 1
Okay.
should be visible.
Marked as 1.
On the little map.
Oh, I see. Whoa.
Yeah. So it seems like a lot of people have moved into places that are not visible. Actually, everybody is in a place that is not visible. But you do momentarily see Mortimer as he moves into the cargo, or sorry, the bed chambers.
Okay. So what are the twos in the... What are the other numbers?
Twos are cafe. So you're in the cafeteria right now. 2 is reserved for cafeteria. 5 is either science labs, which are off of the main kind of body, or the cams and electronics room over here. You also have 6s, which are the helm, where you pilot the craft and tell the pilot what to do. 4 is engines and reactor rooms, where Zhang is currently in the back. And then 3s are cargo holds, or, in the case of up here, bunk beds.
Alrighty. So while he's getting some sleep, I'll walk with Goldie, and we'll both do like a big circle of this area.
And Carver, you see them moving about the ship, and you also see Mortimer, having retired, walk out of the room.
Is anybody else moving around or doing anything weird?
Well, Mortimer did just step out of the room after saying he was going to sleep, but you don't actually know that he said he was going to sleep.
Nope, I don't know what he's doing, but just kind of watching.
Yeah. And everybody else seems to be at their posts, although you do see the captain briefly walk back into the cafeteria for a moment. And I'm going to give you a room-by-room diagnostic here. It looks like the first science room is completely clear. You do not see anything strange in that room. You also know that this room hasn't been used since you started. This is kind of for geographic stuff and or geological stuff, and you have not been collecting geological specimens for quite some time. You're more interested in the biological specimens, and everybody on this board is better geared to functioning as a xenobiological investigation team. So most of the rocks stuff not been touched all that much. But you had to give it a one-over just to be sure. And it looks like it's kind of dusty. And the scanners in this room would inform you that that dust is mostly carbon from likely human skin origins. As opposed to, anything interesting. Next room over, kind of same as the first. This is kind of a water investigation lab, and you've done your due diligence with regards to the water on the planet. There's a lot of interesting biological life forms that do exist in the water, but that was kind of the first thing you touched on, and you haven't done much with it since. So it's also been pretty dormant. Mortimer, you would note, steps into the cafeteria, and then, of course, nobody who was in the cafeteria is visible. Because, of course, this only measures the hallways. And then you see the captain leaving the cafeteria and spending a prolonged period of time in where the captain belongs. And back to Bell. The next room is, kind of an active scientific research room. This is one of the first kind of rooms where you investigate biological matters. And so in here you would find a lot of microscopes looking into the various microbiomes here, standard petri dishes, and of course one of the life forms in particular has been interesting to you. Put this on map layer, drop that, and map, and one of the life forms here has been particularly interesting to you, and it is kind of a large amoeboid thing that seems to be it seems to be smarter than your typical amoeba that you would find on Earth. It kind of it moves away from prodding and poking, and it responds to stimuli in a far more advanced way than you would normally expect. So this has been something you've been researching for quite some time, and it's very interesting. It's also larger than your average amoeba on Earth, so it's just a very interesting specimen. And it takes you some time to go over this room because, this is actually a room where a lot of stuff happens, and you want to make sure that you're following through.
Has it learned to develop tools yet?
Not this particular specimen, no. Although you would note that it does kind of build up the agar gel around itself as kind of a little bit of a wall, in order to make sure that it's not poked and prodded too much, which is strangely advanced for an amoeba. Definitely more like, more advanced species that you've seen. Seems kind of like it might have the cognitive power of a squirrel or or an ant, perhaps, as opposed to no cognition whatsoever.
As we're making our sweep, I will check the back room to make sure everything's good in there and that my patient is dutifully sleeping.
Mm-hmm. So you actually find that Mortimer is not in his sleeping quarters as he said that he would be. Mortimer is actually in the cafeteria, and he seems to be nervously eating something.
Mortimer.
Yes?
I lean forward. I wave my hand in front of his face. Are you all right?
I had another bad dream. A nightmare. And if you won't believe me.
It's all right. You're under a lot of stress. Maybe I might be able to get you something to help with those. Calm your nerves down a little
Do you
bit.
have anything on you?
Probably. I have pain pills and a stim pack. I think a stim pack will probably hyper-activate his...
Stim pack's probably
his
activated.
problem.
Pain pills might knock him out.
Yeah.
I'll say you probably have some of that good.
Yeah, it says it lowers his stress. It lowers stress by 1.
Well, there you go. Yeah, he says, okay, fine, I'll take it. I'll go back to the bunks.
All right. Would it be better would you feel better if you walked with us?
No, I should probably rest. I haven't slept very much lately.
All right. I make sure that he takes the de-stressing pill.
Yeah. You drop him down to stress, and he goes back to sleep. And you continue your sweep, and you get to another very active science room. It's very similar to the first. And while you're in it, Carver notes that Zhang actually comes up from engineering and goes into the bunks as well. And the captain once more returns to the cafeteria, and then you kind of see her peek into the bunks and stay there for, maybe 10 minutes. And
Question: do we have comms?
you probably would have suit comms, yeah. You can communicate betwixt the two of you, yes.
All right, so I'll probably activate that and just say, hey, Mortimer's feeling just a tad under the weather. I gave him a little bit of a prescription, so just try to make sure that he's not to stress him out too much.
Yeah, you hear the captain on the line saying, Roger that. Let me know how your investigation is going, by the way. And are the cams back up?
Cams are up and working. Been watching everybody move about.
Oh, wonderful. Had to stop at the cafeteria myself for a late night snack, but everything's good here. It's flying smoothly. We're obviously still in orbit. We've passed that debris cloud that we were worried about. Should be fine. Yeah, smooth sailing on our front. Hopefully we can just put aside this whole nightmare and be done with it.
So far, so far, Okizi and I have not found anything too off the wall, as it were.
Yep, sounds good to me. I don't honestly expect us to find anything weird, but it's good that we're looking. At the very least, just to make Mortimer safe feeling, because, you know, Mortimer's been under a lot of stress managing all the jobs that we don't have explicit team members to do. You know, you would think that the Earth Consortium would send us a better funded and more equipped team and with more people, but I guess we're not a top priority for them. Anyway,
A little bit larger team. Yes, a little bit larger team would be helpful.
Yeah.
It's a bit difficult to get enough sleep, as it were.
Oh, don't gotta tell me that. You know, I have to stay on the clock 24/7 just to make sure that nothing bad happens. Yeah, no. Anyway, I'm sorry about pulling rank like that. Just keep at the work. You're doing great. Anything to make the crew feel safe.
Aye, Captain.
And so you get to the next room, and all of a sudden you find that this is not the way that you left it. This room seems to be kind of trashed. It looks like there are specimen jars on the floor, you know, agar dripping out from petri dishes, and it seems like there's some scientific equipment that just fell and broke and shattered. And this is not a very well used lab. It's not one of the two that are most frequently used, the two at the end. But it is pretty well used, at least in the last couple weeks. And you do not remember seeing it like this when you last came in here, maybe 4 days ago. Something happened and nobody cleaned it up.
Oh, does it look like it was... Okay, so we've been using this relatively often in the last 2 weeks, you said?
You were last in here 4 days ago, and it was not like this when you came in.
Okay.
It doesn't. It's not as well used as the end two, but it is. It has been used since you in the last 2 weeks.
And we have like petri dishes with the organisms that were in it, like tipped over and everything.
Oh yeah.
So I instantly put a mask up.
I'm assuming you're wearing your spacesuit.
Oh yeah. Okay. Fantastic. So then I just go in comms again and say, there's been a containment breach in room 4.
Oof. Yeah.
Image breach. Okay.
And Ashley comes on the comms and says, "Oh fuck. Security specialist, would you mind assisting in the cleanup process?"
On my way.
Much appreciated.
Before that, Sarah, do you think that you could check back on and see who was last inside the room?
Yeah, you could check through the history. It wouldn't be that hard. Go ahead and do it. You can just give me a nod if you want.
Yeah, I'm on my way.
Alright, so looking through the history, you would find that the last person in there was actually Carver. Bell. And it looks like it was 3 days ago. And it was, Bell then walked out. And then the cams went fuzzy for a bit. And it's another one of those lost several hours of cams sort of deals. And, the next day nobody else goes into it, and the next day after that nobody else goes into it. So it does look like Bell was the last person in here. At least that's what the cams are saying. But Bell, you don't remember being in here in the last 3 days. You remember being in here in the last 4.
Once you have that information, Sarah, I would we definitely appreciate the help.
So, Sarah rejoins the group, and it's now a group of 3. And you are now working on cleaning up the mess, and it's you know, it's not that hard. You know, the agar gels, you know, sticking to places, and you gotta purge some samples. Very unfortunate. You know, there's a small little torch for that, and you know, it all together takes maybe an hour or two to fully restore this science lab to functionality. And during that time, you don't know of anything that has transpired on the cams at all. And when you return, you find that the pilot is on her shift to sleep, and the cams are not displaying anybody in the hallways except for yourselves. And as soon as Jan gets into the bed chambers, she kind of lets out a feral shriek that you hear down the hallways.
Instantly start running.
I'll check it out.
So the lot of you arrive, and you see that she's standing over Mortimer's, I won't say corpse, because he's definitely still alive, but he's, you know, completely unconscious and dripping some strange mucus from all sorts of all of his orifices. He's completely covered in some sort of viscous fluid, and he's completely out of it.
Oh dear. Like I'll kneel down immediately and start treating him.
Yeah, no, so he does not come to no matter what you do, but roll me that med check if you'd like.
$24.
Oh, goodness gracious. You are... Yeah, I should just assume that you auto-pass any sort of medicinal checks. Yeah, so, describe to me how you go about it, because, like, you know, stabilizing him, it looks like he's battered and bruised a bit, and it looks like he's just got, you know, he's got some sort of strange mucusy secretion all over his suit and everything, and it doesn't look like anything that you've necessarily seen before, and he looks like he's just kind of, you know, he's peacefully asleep, probably for the first time in a couple weeks. And what else do you do necessarily? Because you've made sure that he's stable. He's not going to die on you by any stretch. But
no, that containment breach might have had some ill effects on him. Hopefully not. He hasn't been around that room recently, has he, Sarah? And I like make sure that his head's turned to the side so he doesn't like choke on anything. Mm-hmm. And I do take a sample of this mucus and try to clean it up so it's not everywhere.
Yeah, no, the whole bed chambers are kind of tainted in it. So yeah, you make sure that it's not like everywhere, and you take a sample of the mucus. And do you do anything with it, or do you kind of Yeah, how do you handle this situation? All three of you are there. And also Jan.
Gonna just be securing the area. My job is security after all. So
Yeah, you don't see any armed threats abounding.
But there was talk of a containment breach earlier as well.
That is true. There was a discussion.
Crewmate is down. I need you to explain to me exactly what breach containment earlier.
A couple of petri dishes were knocked over and shattered. Looks like whoever was in there last may have knocked them over, and cause a bit of trouble.
But what was in those dishes?
Amoebas, correct?
Yes, an indigenous form of amoeba.
Some amoeba is indigenous to the planet.
So, xenospecies was in those dishes, and they got knocked over by somebody. She's gonna turn to the rest of the crew. All right, so time to fess up. Anybody in the science labs when they weren't supposed to be and made a mess?
Yeah. So there's you know, in total of 2 people that aren't, you know, the 2 PCs that are in this group amongst you, and Jan and Okizi both kind of say, "Wasn't me." Jan especially is like, I'm the pilot. I work up front. I don't go anywhere near those things. And Okizi says, I mean, sure, I have the keys to the lab, but I don't believe I've been in that one in particular in quite some time.
Did you happen to see who was the last one in on the cameras?
Well, that's the weird thing, because a lot of the footage seems tampered with, and you were the last person to walk out a couple days ago.
A couple. I was in there ago.
And you said 3 last time that I saw, right?
Yes. You saw her leaving that 3 days ago.
Logs have you in 3 days ago.
But I logged in. I can show the logs where I was in when I signed in and then signed out.
And Doctor, what I'm saying is I can show you the footage of you or somebody in your suit walking in.
And then you said the footage was tampered with?
A lot of it afterwards is a lot of strange coincidences happening suddenly out of your lab.
But I always followed proper procedure. I never went in on an unscheduled day. Warden, would I have like timestamps of when I signed in and out of that lab?
Yeah, you probably would. They would be located at the lab, of course.
Oh, I have timestamps of that. You said you had footage. Do you have me cited on the...
I've got you on the logs, yes. But that's not what's important. What's important is this containment breach. And apparently now somebody trapezing around as a doppelganger. And what I've got on the footage is you saying you weren't moving through the labs 3 days ago prior to this containment breach. So either you're lying to me or a doppelganger has your suit.
Do you want to investigate the timestamps?
Yes, we should.
Okay. So the two of you go over here to lab number 4, as it's being called, and you find, interestingly enough, that the lab receipts do verify what Belle is saying, that she did not enter this more recently than 4 days ago. But it does, interestingly enough, say that Jean entered this room 3 days ago. And then after that, there are no receipts that anybody's entered whatsoever.
Well, this just keeps getting stranger, doesn't it?
And so it seems, if and you said it was
Jean, JJ.
JJ.
Interestingly enough.
If JJ went in, why would JJ go in?
No reason.
We might have to have a word with him.
Where's JJ now?
Engineering.
Follow my lead. Stay close.
Okay.
Stepping out, you find Jan Cass, or whatever the fuck her name, Jan Vel Cass, because of course I gave her 3 different 3-letter names, has joined you at the intersection and says, "What's going on? Can I help?"
It looked like JJ was in the labs 3 days ago.
Oh my.
Using my suit?
That's extremely strange. We should obviously look into that. You lead the way.
I think our security chief here has a pretty good idea of what they want to do. Sarah?
Wouldn't say I have a good idea, but I have some questions for JJ. And she takes the safety off the SMG.
Oh shit! Alright. So yeah, you all walk down to engineering, and you see a grisly sight as you spy JJ reeling from some sort of absolutely strange and unprecedented attack of some sort. JJ is also dribbling slime from all orifices, covered in this slick viscous fluid, and completely out of it, just kneeling on the ground next to engineering. The reactor is running smoothly though, and everything seems to be fine. So this could not have happened all that long ago.
Oh, this is... Oh, no. I'm getting my medkit out again.
Okay. What are you going to do?
Does he look conscious?
No, he looks quite unconscious.
Alright. Same procedure. I make sure to turn his head to the side, all that same stuff, so he doesn't choke on this. I think I better. I think I better do some diagnostics on whatever this mucus is.
Yeah, you can definitely run these in the local science lab right here. The one that didn't need repairing. So I'm assuming the three of you run down there and you quickly do some science stuff. So, what science skills do you have again?
I have hydroponics, mathematics, physics, and first aid. So I might have to physics the nature of the. I would be able to figure out the properties of this matter, perhaps.
All right, I'm gonna say this is probably none of those technically, but you can use medical aid to assist you because you've done well on your medical aid rolls thus far. So you can kind of use that under the premise that you are trying to discover some sort of new biological or some sort of disease. One would assume.
Yes.
Or something to that effect. So, give me a biological aid roll, please.
I failed.
Oh no!
I got it. It's not a critical fail. It's a 92, but oof. I failed.
No, you don't see anything strange about this mucus. You don't see any biological matter inside of it. It seems to be kind of cellulose, water. Etc., etc.
Cellulose, water, nothing inherently harmful to us. I can't imagine what created it, though. Or what is causing our two crewmates to be drained.
Yeah, Jan looks at the two of you and goes, huh. Yeah, this is super strange. Maybe we should talk to the captain about this. This seems to be...
Gonna take a shot in the dark here, but it might be that alien life form you let get out.
There's alien life forms that got out? What's going on?
Someone had gotten into the lab. JJ, it looked like JJ had entered the lab in my suit and had probably knocked over some of the petri dishes.
That's absolutely insane. Let me just, Belle, you
Yes?
and I, let's go talk to the captain. Carver, I want you to monitor the sleeping bays, make sure that nothing's amiss there.
Can do.
And do both of you part your ways and follow her orders?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. So, Belle, you head towards the helm, and Carver, you head towards the sleeping bays, and I think you get there first, Carver. And when you get there, you see Dr. Okizi has also fallen into a mucus-laden, unconscious state. So both of the people that were expected to be in the sleeping quarters are now unconscious in a similar fashion.
Everybody seems to be going unconscious with this contact doc.
Are you using comms?
Did someone else?
Yeah, she's not near me, so... Yep, another one in the sleeping quarters here is out.
Shit, that means there's just only 4 of us conscious.
And as you approach the helm, an airlock shuts behind you, and your ability to communicate with your compatriot seems to fizzle out as you are surrounded by Val on one side and Captain on the other. And the captain turns and looks at you and says, "What's the situation on the ship?" And Val looks at you and says, "Yes. What is the situation?" We're both eager to know.
Suddenly very aware that that at least one of them is not them. Well, 3 crewmates are unconscious.
Oh no. They're not sleeping, are they? What do you mean by unconscious? Were they knocked out?
It appears that they were knocked unconscious by something and covered in some kind of goo. Also, I think perhaps now with half of our crew down, perhaps we should put out an emergency signal.
An emergency signal certainly won't be necessary. I'm sure we can figure this out, the captain says. And Val nods her head and says, "I'm sure we can." By the way, Carver, comms were shut off just now, rather abruptly. You're the last person to your knowledge that is still kind of kicking. Anything stirring?
Hearing the comms shut off, she would just say, "Anybody else able to hear me?"
Seems like you're alone in the back. No one else seems to be able to interfere with whatever's going on in the front of the ship.
Son of a bitch. All right. She's gonna. Not a doctor. It's not my job to watch these people. Comms going down is a bad sign. Just kind of flicks her titanium toothpick from one side of her mouth to the other while thinking. Then, gotta use that item. And then we'll just, probably think that staying in here is not a good idea. Where are the escape pods located?
There are some escape pods located kind of back towards the engine room. You know, Zhang's here in this engine room, but there's definitely another one kind of out this way.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a weird place for escape pods? Yes.
Yeah.
Did the engineers address that issue?
It was more that. Yeah. No, it was more of an out of character because I see Red over here near a set of escape pods, and it's like, son of a bitch. In character, she doesn't know that he's there. So, going to step out of the med bay and definitely go check on the escape pods and the state of them, because things are starting to sound bad, and I'm just here to hire security.
Mm-hmm. So you're not going towards the helm at all to see what's going on. It's fine if you're not.
Well, yeah, no. If things are going bad in the ship, making sure there's an escape route is probably the first priority. And if the radios come back on and say the good doctor is alive, then I can tell her to get to the escape pods. And if she's not, then I'm at the escape pods and I can leave when I hear things have gone bad.
Okay, so I'm assuming you go towards the escape pod where Zhang is, because you don't necessarily know that Zhang's there. And
I'm going towards that one because I don't know any better.
Yeah, you do find him covered in goo, as the other ones were, and the escape pods do seem fine. Yeah, no, you seem like it seems like the escape pods are functioning, and Zhang is also fallen victim to whatever unconsciousness goo is going around. Knowing that, do you do anything else?
I'm gonna drag Zhang out of here and over to medical.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Zhang has joined the rest.
Yeah, just throw him into the pile. Gonna check the comms again.
Comms still down.
Doc, come on. Knowing that the escape pods, at least in one section, are good, she's gonna head to the front now.
Okay. So, all right. So you're on your way to that air duct, and it looks like the door is closed. You could probably override it. Might take a minute, but you've got the code. But on the other side of the door, some things may well be happening. So, Belle, let me get some more exciting music going on. I think Colossus is great, but let's see what else we got. I know Change Stars is pretty good.
Can get some mood music going.
Maybe. I don't know if this one will cut it necessarily, but I'm giving it a whirl. So you're surrounded by two people who seem very, very interested to speak with you, and as they begin to speak with you, and as you begin to realize that they don't necessarily know what the fuck they're talking about, and both of them are just kind of yesing you, you notice a kind of wry smile begin to emerge on the captain's stomach. Not where smiles usually.
Captain, I think you may be a little sick. You have a mouth on your stomach. I'm going in that. Oh.
And, behind you, you see, Jan is not worried, necessarily. In fact, she's holding your shoulder reassuringly, as, the captain's stomach seems to open wide, and, flailing tentacles covered in mucus, emerge from her mouth.
I have some extra information if you're interested in hearing it. I think I may have figured out where that mucus has come from.
The captain says through your comms, "Oh, please. I'm very interested in hearing."
Yeah, I think maybe it just might be drool from your abdomen. As I'm talking, am I able to see an emergency button anywhere?
You could probably press an emergency button that alerts the crew that there's something going on. There definitely is one well within range, but you're also aware that you're practically the only crew here, and Jan is holding your shoulder, unperturbed by what's going on.
Yeah. I am not good. With so my strength is shit. But hey, let's give it a shot. I'm gonna try to reach for it.
Do it!
93 fail.
Oh, bummer.
I was doing so well before.
Oof. So yeah, you definitely, you don't break Jan's, grasp, and now all of a sudden the tentacles, emerging from Captain Nguyen's abdomen are, wrapping around you, and slowly finding themselves around your body and drawing you towards her as Jan, steps forward to allow this to happen. At this point, you clearly know that she's in on it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any fucking around at this point. They're both kind of sus, if you ask me.
I mean, there's fucking around, just not that kind of fucking around. Okay.
She does say, I did admire the way that you researched our species. You might have found something out had you kept at it. Very remarkable intellect that you have. It would be a shame if you weren't strong enough like the others.
Oh, well, you're definitely stronger than you look. Hey, important question. Am I gonna die?
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Killing is not in my nature. I merely wish to, to spread my kind. To propagate beyond our planet.
Could this be... Could this be a good time for Carver to show up?
It might well be.
When they go, killing is not in my nature, Carver goes, well, that makes one of us. And I want to just open up with the submachine gun.
Alright, let's get that roll, please. That combat.
28 pass. My number was a 54, so... Or 58. No, 54, I can't read. But yeah, I rolled a 28, or at least that's what it says on here.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's good.
That is a... Woof! That's a hit. What sort of damage does that do?
You ready for this? It's 40-10.
Ooh,
But it's also full auto.
Feel free to give me the 4, dude. Oh, God.
25.
Okay, yeah. The Sauces Among Us does take some hefty blows. I'm assuming you're firing at the one with like gaping tentacles, right?
Yeah. I'm doing the one that's the non-tentacles.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they were in the process of negotiating. Who knows?
That's fair.
But yeah. So the friendo, who's obviously not friendo in this circumstance, does recoil at that, and why can't I get to the GM? I guess no, it's not GM overlay. It's on tokens. There we are. And I need to unclick this. Select mode. Yeah, there we are. Boom. So friendo with the tentacles backs off and recoils and says, "Please, no violence!" over the intercoms in a voice that you now understand is not actually Nguyen's voice. It never was Nguyen's voice. It seems to be a fabricated voice that is a facsimile, very akin to a combination of the voices of the crew members. And
Doc, you okay?
Yeah, it sounds like, "Please, this has been a hard learning curve."
Yeah, I don't really care. Put the doc down.
Yeah, the tentacles step back from you, Dr. Bell.
Once I'm like set down, it's like I kind of like back up a little towards Sarah Carver, and like I look between the two of them, and I'm like, "So, are you two I did not realize how intelligent you were as a species. What
Jan
happened?
kind of nods, and the captain looks up to you and says, "Understandable."
What, what, oh gosh, how do I put this? What happened to our crewmates? Are they all right? Were you always, you guys?
She looks at you, obviously, blank stare, all visor, and she says, "Unfortunately, the person known as Nguyen is dead. She died on her mission down to the planet. I took over her suit, and her body was expedient to absorb as well. I created a facsimile.
Did you kill her?
I found her in this fashion.
Did you kill anyone else in the crew?
She looks at Jan and she says, possibly.
I see.
Without
Doc,
intending.
stay behind me. And just gonna keep the SMG fixed with one hand, and the other hand's gonna reach for a grenade.
Jan voices for the first time in a while, and she says, "I'm not dead. I'm different than I once was." And her hands grow into claws, long, pronounced claws, as if she has complete control over her body. And she turns to the group, and she says, "I was the first to take Captain's offer. It did not end well for my autonomy, but it did end very well in other respects."
For your autonomy?
I'm no longer one person. Quite a few.
Are you linked to the I'm sorry, what do I call you? And I'm looking to the captain. Still hiding behind Sarah.
You can just call me the captain.
Well, Captain, we're leaving.
You're free too. Though I would appreciate the ship.
Oh, you can have the ship. Absolutely. We're just taking one of the escape pods. And we'd appreciate you staying there while we leave.
I only wanted to offer you something.
I saw what you were offering in the dock.
My kind is endangered on the planet. We are very few now. Multicellular life forms have completely taken over. It's been centuries in the making. Our time is nigh on that planet. But if we could just spread ourselves to another planet where there aren't any multicellular life forms, we might have a chance.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, you absolutely. You can have the ship. Don't even worry about it. We're just going to the escape pods.
And you would leave the potential hosts.
Seems like there's no saving them already, right?
No, they were
already
inviable.
You've already infected them? They're going to turn, or no?
They didn't holdout. It didn't work.
Well, if you'll permit it, I'd like to rescue them as well.
You may take them.
All right. Yeah, the two of you stay up here. We'll load up in the back, and the ship is yours.
Though it will be a slow extinction for us.
Well,
Just the two
hopefully,
of us now.
hopefully you'll reach another planet that'll let you propagate properly.
Is there actually so Warden, would I be aware of any like during our studies, would I be aware of any planet with similar properties as this
yeah,
one?
there might be another one far away from here that would be pretty comparable. It is under the current inspection, just like this one, for potential human life.
And is there, I guess, what would it be? Some kind of like insight check? What translates to insight check in this?
There isn't really a good one. I would say intellect check if you'd like, unmodified.
22 critical success.
Fucking Christ. Alright, yeah, no, you can tell that the, alright, first off, this person, that you've been speaking to in the comms, who is obviously not the person you thought you were speaking to, has been, genuine as far as she's aware. You also know that she's currently expressing a great deal of fear, fear at, the prospects of extinction. And, you would know that Jan, for her part, is expressing nothing but genuine satisfaction and happiness, and seems to be, like, really happy. Happier than you know her to be. You know, she's only really this happy when she's smoking pot.
So... I guess then would I be aware of any like the only other planet that like they can propagate on humans are also going to, right?
Well, they're looking into it. It's one of these kind of outposty things like Arcturus 7. Where
Okay.
They're currently doing a scientific development.
I feel like I want to pull her in this and be like, there's a planet I can take samples to.
You don't mean that you would help us after clearly this massive misunderstanding?
You attacked our crewmates, didn't you?
Well, I mean,
Yes.
you would see Jan kind of say, I kind of just asked to have sex with all the crewmates. Frankly, I was gonna ask you next.
Oh, it was consensual.
I mean, like, yeah.
Does my
been eyeing me since I got on board, frankly.
Does my critical success on insight translate to that?
She's happy as fuck. Yeah. She's not lying. Everybody was consensually interested in having sex, and they're all fucked over for the fact they all fucked her.
All right, so I lean into Sarah and say, they're being genuine. If they didn't kill any or harm any of them intentionally, this this might be something to study. Of course not now, we're kind of still in danger, but it's basically I'm basically pulling a Rendus. Can I continue to study them later after we get away?
Yeah, no, the doors are unlocked. Like, you know, it's not a big deal. You find actually that the airlock on this particular part of the module has been acting up for quite some time, and yeah, they kind of just let you do what you would like to do. Although they are, of course, very insular, and Jan and the captain are, you know, interested in discussing things so long as the two of them feel secure.
We're gonna go secure the other crewmates in the escape pod. We'll just talk this over.
Yeah.
And when she says that, she turns the comm off and drags the doctor away. And first thing out of her mouth is abso-fucking-lutely not.
But this is huge.
No, it's an invasive species. They didn't disclose to anybody what was going to happen. You think that they would really be benevolent if they withheld that information? She grew claws out of her hands, for fuck's sake.
You see Mortimer kind of groaning and rolling out of bed when you get there.
How are you feeling?
Way less tired.
Good. Help me get the others to the escape pod. We're leaving.
Why are we leaving?
Hostile life forms.
The doppelgangers?
Yes, let's
They
go.
were real?
You're not crazy.
Oh, fun.
How are you feeling?
Kind of great. I hooked up with Jan.
Yeah, we heard.
She's crazy. No offense. Dad.
More than you know. She is the doppelganger. Good job, buddy.
Oh.
You're gonna want to get a thorough examination when we get somewhere safe.
I guess that makes sense considering the tentacles. Okay.
You're a fucking idiot. He's like, wow, yeah, the tentacles, I was into it. And it's like, See, this is what happens when I'm not playing Rindis. Yeah, just going to like round everyone up. If they don't look like they are sus as hell, they are going to get dragged into the escape pod. And since I immediately noticed the wonderful thing about this layout is the engines are where the escape pods are. And you know what I have? 6 fucking grenades.
Oh my god!
So fuck this hostile species in particular. I'm gonna rig these grenades to go off a little bit after we've left, and I'm just gonna explosive decompression the engine room, or one of the engines, and just deal with this whole ship right now.
Damn, alright. Cold-blooded.
Yeah, I'm not playing Rindis. She would be totally down to let these aliens take over.
I was actually expecting more of a Rindisi character, but you know what? I'll go with it.
I rolled bad bitch, so I have to be bad bitch.
I accept and consent to this.
While they're setting up the grenades, I go and stash away a sample of these amoebas.
Okay, yeah. That's not hard to do at all. Not even gonna make you roll for it.
Just quietly tuck it into my suit.
Do you ask the captain for a sample? You're not sure if what you've been grabbing samples of, I mean, you know, you're not sure if it has, you did not see any life forms in the samples that you grabbed. It was only cellulose and water.
Oh, well, then, yeah, I need to go sneak one of these samples off.
You might need to get a sample directly from the captain. We going for it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you approach.
Do I have remote camera access or anything?
No.
No? Okay. Do I have cameras in this room so I can see what they're doing?
You'd have to go to the room 5.
Nah, that's too far.
5 over here.
That's too far and directly in line of view of what they're doing.
Yup.
As soon as I notice Shay is gone, I leave.
No! You're kidding me, do you?
No.
Okay.
Not gonna deprive her of fucking us all over.
I wouldn't.
You get to do this all the time.
Listen, my babies didn't hurt anyone.
I mean,
This is the person who
technically,
I wasn't there for it. I wasn't there for it, so it doesn't count.
Okay.
No, it's fine. Please go get some alien strange.
So you
You can have our cake and eat it too.
you approach the captain, and she says, "You've returned. How go the preparations for escape? Again, I wish this misunderstanding hadn't occurred. I would have very much liked to have been on better terms with your species."
On that note, I can't tell which petri dishes actually has your species in it, so can I get some legitimate samples?
Of course. We do require warm conditions and a constant supply of she lists off a number of chemicals and says, in order for us to sustain our dormant state before hatching.
Dormant state, you say? That is perfect.
And you can provide those? The petri dishes did not provide those.
So I think the next reaction is just zip.
Similar reaction. Followed by, all of the funnest things. Groping, grabbing, pulling, tugging, restraining, consensually. And, at the end of the process, you, absolutely gain some specimens, which the captain guarantees contain, dormant samples of her species. Which will hatch in separate circumstances than those that they are currently. She gives you...
Did she remember to turn her comms off?
Of course.
She gives you a list. Roll me a body save, though, real quick.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Sorry. I'll give you 2
Nope.
tries at this. Okay. Actually, I'll give you 3 tries at this. Alright, the first one is a fail. What is the second one?
All 3 fail.
Second one is a fail.
You had 3 fails.
3 fails.
Ooh. Okay, yeah.
Fourth one was a pass.
The first... Wait, what?
The fourth one was a pass.
Okay. All right. I can work with that. So, you do find yourself kind of in a soporific state after the process. But Jan, kind of taps you on the head with her claws and says, "You were in the process of departing with the military person, yes?" And you kind of groggily wake up.
Right. Stim pack. And I just shoot myself so it looks like nothing happened. Okay, I'm normal.
How long did this take?
Half an hour? Just kind of quite a long time. But
Gotcha.
you also had to gather a whole bunch of different people from different parts of the ship, so
I mean, they were all in that one room, but yeah.
yeah, give or take. No, you're waiting for her for like maybe 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I come back carrying a bunch of medical supplies.
You took your time there, Doctor.
I had to get some stuff. all of this?
You didn't help me secure the injured passengers.
They seemed alright. I checked on them before any of this happened. Did you see that their heads were turned to the side? I'm sorry, I'm hearing my voice again.
So, what you're saying is you took 20 minutes to clean out the medical lab while we were trying to get out of here?
Yes.
And nothing else, huh?
Yes.
I'm gonna flip it from full auto to single and just kind of angle the gun a little more. Why don't you tell me the truth for a moment? Because you were a little receptive with them earlier.
I may have collected a sample and all of this stuff.
You understand that that's dangerous, right?
I will keep it dormant.
How?
I have been studying this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I was close to a breakthrough. I feel it. Don't let me lose all my research.
Roll something here.
Oh no, what are you rolling?
The percentile that I shoot my girlfriend. Carver thinks for a moment, and then there's another click as the safety goes on, and she slings the submachine gun. You better be right about this. I saved one grenade, and the moment I see you try and do anything, you're gonna be responsible for 4 dead people. Get on the ship.
Understood.
Ooh.
Yeah, so other than that, do I need to roll anything to rig up the explosives?
Let me real quick just look over the,
I have an electronic tool set, short-range comms, and a buttload of grenades, so I could probably make like an IED with a cell phone det.
do you have...
You know, sort of thing.
Yeah, do you have heavy machinery, computers, or mechanical repair?
I genuinely do not see any of that on my sheet.
What
Where are my
skills do you
Where are my
have?
skills?
Kind of below the character stats, like, you know,
Oh,
intelligence,
nope.
combat.
Military training, rimwise, and close quarters combat.
I'm gonna say this is a rimwise check, intelligence based.
Okay, so that's with an extra 10%, so I'm going to tack on that 10. $38, which is right on the threshold before the 10. So my target number would have been 48. I got a 38.
Okay, yeah, you manage to secure that shit, and it is hidden away. And Shay, I'm going to give you an intelligence check, pure intelligence, to see if you spot your assistant's handiwork, or sorry, your fellow survivor's handiwork.
Just straight intelligence. 75. There.
Oof. Yeah, you did a good job. I'm afraid that Carver has carved herself away a small hunk of the engine room that is now her domicile, her den, her dragon's lair, and she has laid her eggs therein, her explosive grenades, ready to ignite should the cause arise. And the surviving passengers, who are kind of groggy and slowly coming to, you know, Zhang mentions, oh fuck, that was the best sex of my life. What's going on? you know, kind of all four of them are piled in alongside of you, and ready to launch.
Ready to launch.
As we're getting ready to launch, I would like to have. Could I have adjusted? Adjusted AutoMed to create something to help keep anything, because she's taking Carver's threat very seriously. So she wants to rig something, some kind of chemical based on what she was told, to maintain or to keep that kind of thing in a dormant state.
Yeah, okay, so what you're trying to say is, like, you want to create, like, I guess an injection or some sort of, like, you know, chemical spray to make sure that whatever you've got going on stays dormant?
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely. Be a medical aid check.
Yeah, and she will pass this out to everyone. Especially all the people who were first touched.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Zhang and Mortimer slowly waking up. I mean, after you hand them out, Dr. Okizi pops up and she says, "Wow, I had sex with Jan finally. God, I've been ogling her since the fucking first day. Whew. I didn't realize she had... Never mind."
Wow.
Yeah,
didn't realize.
Hostile alien life form. Congratulations, you all violated first contact protocol.
Rad. Would do it
How?
again.
There is a moment where hang on. There is a moment where Kelsey is just like, this could have all been avoided if someone had just said this person had tentacles coming out of them.
Yeah, that would have been much easier, guys. Are we on the escape pod jettisoning away now?
Yeah, you get
Yeah. Carver would have just said, "Yeah, this would have been much easier if you had just told us about the tentacles during sex." And then, like, she takes out her flip detonator and just goes beep.
Okay. The
And then
engine
just-
explodes. The reactor goes, and y'all are watching this from your escape pod as most of the ship goes up in flames. The helm is, unscathed, as is about another seventh of the ship. But it's drifting.
It's in bad shape, and explosive decompression is what I was hoping for.
Yeah, you see a lot of things flying out, a lot of equipment, a lot of samples drifting. You see some suits. I'm not sure if they belong to those who were once in the helm. You see a whole bunch of things floating around in space. New space debris. Another asteroid out there to interact with future ships. Maybe an angry asteroid that you've created.
I like to imagine a caption rolls out that says, "The captain was the imposter."
The captain who was the imposter. Also Jan after the fact. Whoops about that one. We are sorry. Probably.
Probably. Not really.
Yeah. And your escape ship flies away out towards the station that's located somewhere in this system. Probably closer to Arcturus than you were. And you've got a story to tell and some things to secure. And ensure that nobody else lays their grenades on them. Alright. Well, I think that was the session. If that's cool with y'all.
Hey, good game. Thank you, Pat.
Hooray, we survived, question mark.
I'm sorry that I didn't get to spend more time on you, Rindis.
That's okay, I was playing a Marine. This is what they do.
Fair enough. I'm sorry.
It's always the scientists who ruin everything.
Truly. The scientists always get fucked by the aliens in the best of ways. Alright, so, I don't know that we'll be doing feedback necessarily. I'm just honestly kind of shocked that the computer survived this long and was able to transmit a somewhat decent stream throughout this. So, wow.
Good job, computer. Friend computer is the best.
Friend computer. But yeah, no, I hope you had fun, and feel free to tell me after the fact if you didn't. Lee, you
How
have
dare.
control
This
over...
was the least fun ever. Blah.
I'm
kidding.
sorry. Lee, you have control over rating people. Please do.
This is great. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Is Lee still alive? I haven't heard him all game.
Yeah, Lee's acting kind of sus, truth be told.
He was the alien all along.
Lee was the alien all along. Yeah, Lee. If you've got any bandwidth on ya, raid. But actually, well, I don't. Assuming Lee is not around to do raiding stuff.
He put an alien picture on